Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the PFL, the final week before Christmas. Yeah, doing good stuff now. And finally, after waiting for the stream to go up, the stream is now arrived at its final destination and is up. We've got two games to this evening on stream. And then I have to dart off pretty quickly. But yeah, the first game will be OST Gaming versus Alte. And then we have LPS Porto Salvo Esports versus PFC Elite. So we have some good games for you today, some very, very good players, and hopefully some competitive matches. Now, just before we get into the game then, some information for you all, and I think I'll do this information on this slide, actually. We'll do it on the standing slide. Mad Army have already won the league. They have been pronounced winners based off the fact that Famicao cannot catch them with their remaining games. Again, you know, this is something that I don't think I expected going into this league season. But it's one of those. It's one of those. Mad Army, there you have it. You know, they've really, really done good stuff there. As you see, 30 games played, 80 points. They've won 26, drew 2 and lost 2. That's a fantastic record, but a 75 goal difference. Mad Army have had an amazing season under Pulgish. What a great team they have been. And now they will take home the trophy and the grand prize of €1,000. Absolutely fantastic prize there. And obviously, Famicao, I believe, Porto Salvo, potentially Alte, PFC Elite. I think all of these teams have a shot at potentially getting the second and third placements. What that means is €300 goes to second place and third place gets €75. So they're going to be battling to try and get the €300 really. And then there's going to be battles for the second and third place spot. Famicao, you wouldn't expect to lose it, but they, I've seen some messages from yesterday. They seemed a bit pissed off. So I think that they could have chalked mentals because they've lost probably the first PFL tournament they've lost in quite a while. To a completely new team, and Mad Army and Pulgish obviously played in the LAN for Famicao. But it has been really, really good, of course. As you can see, the standings elsewhere, Rostars haven't really ever got going. They're bottom of the leaderboard. They have 1 win all season. Eloquent not doing too great with 4 wins this season. You know, other teams that we see as you rise up the table. But I think some of them have also joined late on as well, because I know what happens is if a team loses interest, then Moe tries to replace them and give the spot to somebody else for free. I think towards the end of the season, and then somebody, you know, another team will finish the season off, and then then they get the chance to basically in the next season say, right, okay, let's go, let's pour our money into this. We think we can win it. So that's where the form table looks good. GTZ have had unreal form in their past 5: win, draw, win. You know, you can't complain at all at how they've performed, but yeah, no, really, really good stuff the way they've been playing, and you know, I'm really happy to say that Mad Army have won the table. But what we'll say now is that the teams qualifying for the Champions League will start in January the 21st. It's a big stage and there's a big stake. Of course, I think the reigning champions are Famicao, if I'm not mistaken. But no, that is really, really good to see. However, we are into game number 1. And I don't know when they were going to start because the stream was so late. But we are in game 1. Nothing has happened so far, fortunately. We've only just started. So, we'll jump on this here. It is Alte against OST Gaming. Alte obviously still need to win these games. The points really matter to Alte more so than OST, to be honest. OST are playing in the black kit and Alte obviously in the white. Now, where are OST? OST Gaming 26, 41 points. There's not really a world where they will make it to where they need to be in 4 games' time. 12 points puts them nowhere near the top. So it is really Alte, PFC Elite, Porto Salvo and Famicao are in contention for second and third places. Porto Salvo and Alte and Famicao are going to be sort of the bigger challenges. Alte obviously need to rack up as much points as they can. Goal difference might be needed as well. Currently with those teams, the best goal difference is Famicao with 48. The next best is Alte with 31. And then Porto Salvo with 26. So Alte need to win some games. They need to win by a considerable amount of goals. They only have 4 matches remaining. And in those matches, they've got to score. They've got to score big. They haven't got the choice to just score small. They've got to go big. They've got to cause damage. And that's what we hopefully get to see from them here as we're into the first game. As the ball's moving nicely here. Very, very well from Westy Gaming, but he gets himself back into danger. Carlos Scarales will take it away from him, plays it back to Tenora. He'll switch the play here into the middle, headed away by Joni Jr. Alvarez on the back left. He'll claim the ball, play it forward now. Here's Alvaro. Back to Brian, I think that was. Brian. Hugo RLM claims the ball back for Oeste. He'll switch it to Brunex. Penendo goes down the line. Headed away by Carlos. Goey Sol to Alvaro now. Alvaro down the line. It goes. Lovely pass to Canella. Canella making a push in here. Finds a pass into what would have been his teammate. But Sousa gets in there with a great defensive tackle. Goey Sol is here. He finds the ball to Canella. Penendo to Hugo. To Ganches. Back to Montero. Montero will go to Quadra. And Ganches will be there as well. He'll play it back to Penendo. Penendo back to Ganches. Back to Penendo. Moving the ball around well. Hugo first time pass. Papi Loras. One-on-one. Mike Quadra. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Chris Borras. Probably the best goalkeeper this season for me. Chris Borras. From the games that I've seen live streamed. Fantastic save in a one-on-one situation. Could have easily crept away there. And given a goal away to OSD. But he kept his cool. Kept his nerve. And he read the play brilliantly. And that's what we need to see more of from this team. The more they do this, the better. And it's going to be cleared away from the corner. Claimed by Alte. Wembanyama has an option to the right of him or ahead of him. He goes to the one ahead. Canella picks the ball up. Time on his hands here. Looks to the pass, but Wembanyama at the byline. Looks to cut in and shoot Wembanyama there. Interesting decision. I thought he was going to go for the sweaty pass, but tries to catch the defence off guard. He's back on the ball here, though. It is given away by the defence cheaply. Wembanyama crawling himself through. Gets the sweaty pass across. Great save from AK Rock. Still in. Scorales picks the ball up now on the edge of the box. Tries to cut it in with a pass back. Canella gets a great tackle there. He'll play it back to Alvaro now. Brian's passed it to Hugo or He's passed it to the wrong team. And Papi Loras now could start a counter-attack here. To Ganches it goes. Chance for Oeste. Montero now making the push down the line. They're trying to throw a spanner in the works for Alte here. Penendo. Can he find it in the middle? No, he can't. Scorales will get there. He gets the tackle of Penendo. He's not giving up. Both teams are really up for this game. Both teams want the win. They're both fighting to try and succeed. And that's the main thing here. It's going to be a chance to shoot, but Chris Borras again. Safe hands there. You've got to love it. It's going to be back to Goey Sol. And Sonora. Goey Sol back to Sonora. Playing it slow here, Alte from the back. 31 minutes in. We're nearly reaching the end of this game. It's going to be through to Canella. Canella finds it to Wembanyama. First time shot. AK Rock isn't beaten. So far, AK Rock for Oeste. Playing a very good game himself. But Wembanyama is finding himself in dangerous positions. And eventually, that will lead to a goal scoring opportunity. Just needs a bit of time. Here's Wembanyama again. Cross into the box. Valdi wins the header down. But the tap down will not be won by an Oeste player. Oh, sorry, not Oeste. Alte player. Alte are in the white. Oeste are in the black. Need to remind myself of that. I'm used to Alte playing in black for some reason. Alvarez to Brian. Brian now to Goey Sol. Goey Sol goes across the field to Tenora. To Alvaro. Alvaro. Finds it down the line to Alvarez. Brian. To Goey Sol. Canella. Nice movement. Wembanyama. Can he find a chance? Carlos Scorales. I don't know if it was a pass from Wembanyama or Scorales took it away from him. But so far Alte are playing that heavy possession game here. Wembanyama finds it back to Brian. Brian to Alvaro. First time passing. Canella finds a chance to shoot. Here it will be Scorales again. Carlos tries to cut himself inside. He won't be able to get there. Alvaro gets a good interception here, though. Needs to be found into the middle. Gets it to Scorales. And it's going to be put out for a corner by the defender. Tried to control it, but instead it goes pear-shaped and goes completely the wrong direction. As we approach the half here, we have a lot of chances. PvP. Action. Header. Montero. Not going to be won. Needs a win. It will be Alvaro. Back to Canella. Canella to Tenora. Tenora to Brian. Nice movement. Alvaro. Chance to find a shot. Going to try and cut in. He can't find an opening, though. Montero gets it. And I think, to be honest, OSD are happy to play the counter-attacking team here, and it could work in their favour. They are getting a lot of space on the counter. It just needs one to go perfectly right. But at the moment, the Alte defence stands strong. And they're not worried to lose possession for a couple of seconds. However, the persistence of the Soesti team might just get them a goal on the counter. So Alte need to be careful, because points lost here at this stage of the league table could kill them. Kill any chances of any money back from them this season. And I think Alte definitely deserve to get a top 3 spot after that victory against Famalicão. But it's up to them. They need to do as much as they can do, and that's win every single one of their remaining fixtures. And then they push it all the way to the end for both Porto Salvo and Famalicão, who will also have to win all of their remaining fixtures in the league table. But that is half-time. We're going at 0-0. Still a lot to play for here. But I wonder, Will they be able to pull it out the bag? Will they be able to find it? Which team will it be who will find it? And, you know, how are they going to go about that? That's the main question here. Do leave a like on this live if you are watching, because it is important that we get there. And you know, we want to make sure that we do really good things here with the PFL. And I'll have to speak to Moe after today's stream, because I want to try and do something new for FC26. You know, I want to try and get more viewers engaging with the chat. So what I want to try and do is see if my PC will allow me to do a multi-stream, so that we can get maybe a TikTok involved as well, a TikTok live with people watching live on TikTok and things like that. Because we can bring that to the market and I can stream it myself, then it'll be really, really good. And this is brilliant. Absco's games actually looks like it's... Yeah, and here we go. It's going to fall back here. And here it will be Sousa. Pushed it across to Papiloras. To Ganches. Moving it around well. One back. Alvarez wins it. Alvaro to Brian. To Joni. Nice movement. Hugo. He's going to push it back across. Here's Penendo to Quada. It's going to be, in this second half, Oeste who start the charge here. They are doing the damage. Ganches again. Goisol will intercept. Nice position as well. And for the first time, we see a counter-attack which has actually started from Alte. Nice movement. Alvaro gets a hospital ball passed to him, but he does win it in the end. Really good stuff from Alvaro. One of the best players, I think, in midfield for any team this season. Joni Jr. Canelo gets the tackle there. And that's a first-time shot. It's going to be wide. It was dangerous. Very, very dangerous, but it was dealt with in the end. And here's going to be Ganches to Papi Loris. Across to Cruz. Cruz goes back to Sousa, to Hugo. Moving it nicely now. Penendo to Ganches again. Back to Penendo. Penendo. Down the left-hand side it goes to Montero. Oeste still trying to push for a goal here. Penendo. Goisol intercepts again. The main man for interceptions here. Canelo. Goisol really doing a good job. And there he is again, Goisol. Wembanyama. He's been quiet in the second half, but can he get some noise now? Canella finds it. First time passing from Alte. Canella's the man to put it into the back of the net. And it's just about time from Canella. He's been getting the interceptions, creating pressure left, right and centre with the high press. And eventually, he's got his own reward with a goal. But now, Oeste can try and maybe come out of the shell a little bit here and go for it, which will benefit Alte, because they need to get their goal tally up. And there's no better way of getting your goal tally up against a team who are chasing the win. And that's going to be a first-time shot when Banyama straight down the middle low. Needs to find them in the corners if he wants any chance of really scoring them. But there we go. It's going to be Canella to Brian. Moving it around nicely. Montero now. To Penendo. To Cruz. Papaloras. Ganches now over the top it goes. They're looking to respond here. They are looking to respond. But at the moment, that response isn't doing too much for them. And it's going to be a chance to shoot. Makwada, one-on-one, Papi Loras. He ties up the game. Oeste back on the mark now. That is unreal. Oeste are not just going to die quietly. They're going to keep making noise. They're going to keep making noise. And that is brilliant the way they've done it. You've got to give them courtesy for how they played. Papiloras is the man to do it. And that's out for a throw-in. Canella to Carlos. To Goey, Sol, Alvaro. Alte moving it around well. They can't afford a draw here. They need the 3 points. They've got to go for it. They've got to go for it. They haven't got the choices to not throw everything for this win. They need the 3 points. If they want to find some money this season, they need the 3 points. Alvarez to Canella. Nice movement. Wembanyama. He's going to go forward to Joni Jr., but it's Jardas who gets away with it. Hugo Arolem as well looks to clear. One back by Goey Sol. Needs to find something here. Wembanyama. They need a goal. Can they find it? No. Alvaro's pass intercepted by Sousa. Here comes Oeste. Papiloras to Jardas. They're moving very well. It's going to be Canella. Alvaro. Over the top it goes. Penendo. Back he goes to Ganchus. Ganchus now. Got time in his hands. Tackled by Scarelli. They need to find something. Canella will get the tackle. Penendo will clear it down the line. Jardas now. Looking to find something. Some opening. Papiloras. Valdi gets the clearance. Down the line it goes. Needs a header. Won't be found by any of the home players. Alte needs to find something. Sousa. It looks like he's going to end the dreams here. West are going to end the hopes and dreams for Alte unless Valdi can find a white shirt upfield, but he's not gone. He just gives it away. They need to get a little bit real here. Time's running out on their season, and they just keep kicking the ball away. They need to control it. They need an attack. They need a goal. They haven't got a choice. If they lose this game, they might as well kiss third and second place goodbye because they've completely and utterly lost it. Another long ball played. Out it goes. Straight from the goalkeeper's kick. That's going to kill precious time. Oeste are still pushing for a goal here to win the game. Goey Sol wins it back again. That player's been everywhere for this team. Canella's with a first-time touch. Another player who's been everywhere. But Scarelli's has been shit today in this game. His touch has not been great. Wembanyama as well has not been satisfactory. Alvaro has been, though, and he gets another tackle in there. Alvaro, all by himself, just needs a shot for Wembanyama, but he's fucked it up again. He just has to go far post. He just has to aim far post. He tries to squeeze it between a rock and a hard place, and he's not found it. He had the opportunity there to finish it and get the 3 points, but Alte have well and truly bottled it. A very good game from Westie. We can't take it away from them, but they had to find it. They had to find something there, and they didn't. Alte's season is going to take a very depressing end. They beat Famalicão last week, and this week they're losing. Oh, well, they're not losing, but they're losing points to Oeste, and Oeste are a strong team. I understand that, and I respect that a lot, but Alte, that's not good enough. That is not good enough for their points record there. That's going to kill them. That puts them to 55 points. It puts them joint with Port of South Esports, but 2 games ahead. LPS now, we're going to see them play. But LPS just have to win 1 game. They just need to win this game now. And it's not an easy game they have. They're playing against PFC Elite, who are sat in 5th. So PFC are needing to win this game as well. But if PFC do win this game, they say, bye-bye, Alte. They get 3 points. Alte dropped below them, I believe, on goal difference here. And that's just because Alte there, they just didn't have it. I mean, Wembanyama had about 10 shots on goal, but they were all poor shots. He needs to be better than that. I've seen him do better than that, but he just didn't today. And Wembanyama needs to hold his head in his hands because he has well and truly had the opportunity of the game there, the opportunity of a lifetime to place the ball in the far right corner where the goalkeeper isn't and the defender isn't. He tries to fit it between the defender and the goalkeeper at the front post. Near post, never going to happen. Never going to happen, but it's one of those things, unfortunately. That's just that. But now then, moving on to the second game, the lineup of the second game. We have our 2 teams here for the final game of 2025 on the PFC. Not the PFC, Jesus. The PFL Esports YouTube channel. And obviously the last cast that I'm going to be doing until 2026 now. PFC Elite have got the 3-5-2 formation. Shisui, Shiki, Escrover, Mr. PG, Absco, Kanke, H-Buster, Jailings, Shaz, Rosa, and Senti. And LPS have the roster of Danny Verdi, Ultra, Angelo, V-Hip, Rafa Sway, Deuce Leo, Braga, 6, Fabian Queros, Matthews, Phoenix, and Furyan. Furyan is the name, Furyan. It's not 7-Jan, it's Furyan. But as we wait for the teams to complete their lobby, we will go into the next round, hopefully very, very shortly. But Alte, they should have won that game. Yeah. So we've got a bit of a delay, I think, which is typical of these players. But it's just typical. It is just typical of delays. So what we'll do is we'll throw to a short break, because I haven't really got too much to say until we're actually on. So I'll throw to a short break, and then we'll be back when the teams are actually ready and load into the lobby. So see you soon! And here we are, the final game on the PFL Esports Switch channel, YouTube channel, sorry, of the year. And here we are, the teams, the players, everyone are all into this together. It's going to be a big game, this one. It's going to be a big game. It's Absco versus the fella on LPS, who's the LPS manager. But LPS here have been a very, very... Who's the LPS guy? Fabian. Okay, so it's Fabian and Absco going at it here. And I must say, LPS have had a very impressive season, a new team, I think, this season. Well, I think Absco's team are a new team as well, so I think both of them are new rosters. Obviously, familiar players, familiar names, but both of them performing very well. Probably hoping they perform a little bit better, but, you know, that's just the case. That's just how it is. But here we are. Fabian off the line already for LPS. Keeps it away. But as you can see, the hunger and the desire is all in favour of PFC Elite here. They want to get themselves up that table. They want to make their money back. And they want to go again next season. They want to go stronger next season. These players have been around the PFL ever since I started in 2023. And they've been making a name for themselves ever since. Really, really pushing for it and giving it their all. And that's the main thing here. They always want to give more and more and more. And I love that for all these players. But here it is now. Escrow to Bilal. Bilal will go back here to Abdelmalik. Abdelmalik goes across to Mathieu. Jailings. Escrover to Matthew. Who the fucking hell are these player names? They're not the normal player names. What's going on? Hang on a minute. This stream's dodgy today. Absco, what have you done to your names? You pissed around with them. Right, okay, I'm going to change stream then because I don't know any of these players. Absco, stop messing about with your names. I'm going to go to the LPS Esports stream instead then. Absco's let us down. Oh no. It's chaos. It's chaos. Here we go. Right, we've got real names now. Rather than Absco's bizarre, like, player names that he had on. Here we are. Right, Senti to Diebuster. He goes over the top. Going to be controlled by Absco. Great header down there from Absco. He receives it back from Rosa. Absco tries to do the roulette, but he's going to get tackled there by Matus, who gets rid of the ball. Header going to be won by Dusleo, but J-Lanes gets in there and intercepts. Ferrian wins the ball back for his team to start off the counter-attack. Deuce Leo here for LPS down the left-hand side, making that push. Gets it back into Ferrian in the middle. Ferrian tackled there, and Escrover will get rid of it. Sends it to Kenke. To Jailings it goes. Now to Diebuster, moving the ball around well. Diebuster. Bizarre long ball, but it works in the end. Pass there to Absco. Kenke. Time at his hands. But he runs himself into danger there, and they're 2-1 on Phoenix, and eventually win the ball back. Absco, his pass will get blocked off, but it bounces to Kenke, who finds it to the middle. Jailings now controlling that ball there in the central attacking midfield position. Absco will receive on the edge of the box, tries to cut it in, but too many skill moves from Absco, and he will be tackled. Matthews now finds it back to Phoenix. Phoenix first time pass to Ferrian. Ferrian making the manoeuvre. Jailings gets the ball, gets the tackle. Braga 6 on the ball, finds it now to Ferrian. Ferrian tries to go the first time. Mr. PG gets his foot in there. Here's Absco. Absco goes back here to Shisui. Shisui goes back again here to Escrow. Escrow goes to Jailings. Jailings to Diebuster. Moving the ball around well here, PFC Elite. And by the way, PFC Elite might have the best defence I have ever seen in this game. Here's Absco. Getting beaten there. Matthews will win it. Matthews down the line. Right-hand side to Phoenix. Shisui will intercept and defeat. Absco now. Diebuster to Rosa. Sinti to Shivs. Moving the ball around well. Absco gets it into middle. What a save from Danny Verdi. It was a first time volley. It was a great play there from the players of PFC Elite, but they're not going to be able to score from it. It's going to be Sinti, Kenke, Diebuster, forward. Angel will win. Matthews tries to get rid of it. To Fabian, to Braga 6, to Fabian, to Matthews. It's going to be Phoenix, back to Matthews, back to Braga 6, moving it well. Fabian tries to get it. It's going to be caught. Goalkeeper will pass it back out. Look to recycle that possession for PFC Elite. Rafa Sway with a great header though. Phoenix in a dangerous position here. Go on, Phoenix, all the way. All you like yourself, mate. Into the box he goes. Tries to go byline. Kenke messing around with it there. A bit worried in the back. But it will be dealt with in the Absco. What are you doing? Puts it out for a corner. Crazy names. Put the ball out for a corner. Kick to the opponent. What are you doing? You're self-sabotaging, my friend. LPS with a corner here at the 33rd minute. They get it cross in. Headed in by Angel. Berka GK. He's got the name. It's in his name. He's a goalkeeper. He's the Goalkeeper A. Good cross in again there. Nice little swing on it. Escrow this time meets him with the head. Good touch by Kenke. Diebuster on the right-hand side. Making that run. Down the line it goes to Sinti. Beaten by Diultra. And Diultra, he's doing well here. Look at him with the skill moves. He gets pushed off the ball, but he's going to win the foul. 35 minutes. Deuce Leo on the ball here. Gets it into the middle to Braga. Braga goes down the line out to Deuce. Nice movement. Ferrian back to Deuce. Moving it well. Great interception by Shivs. He read the play perfectly. Now goes back to Mr. PG with his big blue hair. One of my favourite defenders to watch, Mr. PG. This is my favourite back three, I think. Shisui, Mr. PG, and Escrow is one of the best back threes you'll ever see in clubs. Genuinely the best back three I think I've seen in clubs. Jailings there. Gets it past Fabian, but Braga 6 will intercept now, and here's Deuce Leo. Fabian moving the ball around well. Fabian. Through ball it goes to Phoenix. Phoenix now trying to cut it in. Maybe a little bit too much there, and he gives it away. Absco gets pushed off the ball by Rafa Sway. Rafa Sway back to Phoenix. Phoenix needs to get a pass going. Pass the ball, Phoenix! Pass it! Finds it to Matthews. Braga 6. Shot comes in from Deuce Leo. The goalkeeper slips on his arse, but it's wide. Thankfully, it's wide because this time Berko just slipped on the floor. Maybe it was a fake dive. Maybe he was trying to take the P. But here's going to be given away by Escrow, and that's bad Ferrian. 1-on-1 sweaty pass, Escrover! That's not the pass that he wanted. And he's just shot his team in the foot just before half-time in the 44th minute. Jailings clears the ball now. Header. Missed. It's going to be... Oh, a foul was made, apparently, according to game. Somebody was fouled here. Diebuster is going to be intercepted. It's out for a throw-in. PFC Elite will be fighting back here. Not when Rafa Sway's winning every header, though, and that's going to be half-time. There you have it, 1-0 to LPS Esports. Big up LPS. They've played a blinder so far. And that's the main thing, you know. Very, very good play from these players today. And LPS, you know, they're going to be able to go here in the second half and really sit back on it. They're not going to have to worry about playing as much because, you know, they've done a lot of damage. They've done a lot of damage, and that is the main thing here. It's one of those, and we're doing good. It's going to be chances everywhere now to get involved for these players. But here we are in the second half. PFC Elite in the white kit, they need to respond here. They need to have some sort of response, and I think they've got a good enough team. They've just got, I think, weaknesses in certain areas, and that goal came from one of their best players in Escrow, who I think has had a hard transition on the FC26. Maybe he's got something going on, maybe he's a bit more busy, but who knows. But here we are. Here's Furion. If they make it 2 here, it's going to be a difficult row back. Mr. PG gets himself in there with his big blue afro. Does damage. Here's Shivs. Into Diebuster. Fabian will win back. And he goes down the line here. It's a great pass if it makes its destination. It does. Furion, he's away. Tries to toe poke it. But the goalkeeper, Berkey, keeps his team in the game, really. Another goal there. A second goal. Heads will drop. Heads will roll. And it will get very, very toxic in this call. But it's not going to be a good head away there from Shisui. Now Diebuster. He does win the ball. He finds it across to Sinti. He's got options ahead of him. Rosa. Now Shivs. Now Jaylings. Braga 6 with a good interception. Diebuster gets through. Shot comes in. He hits the ball boy. And then the fan. And then he knocks the coffee out of the hand. All over them. Diebuster's going to have to go and apologise there. Pay for some dried cleaning. But here it is. Danny Verde. Passes it out to Angel there, who will clear the ball. Mr. PG gets ahead on it. Shivs can use this now. He's very, very good on the ball. Very patient, Shivs. And it's going to be through to Absco. Absco cuts in. Absco, that was poor. That was terrible, Absco. What the dealy squat is that? Headed back from Shisui. Kenki. Now to Jaylings. To Diebuster. Furion. We'll go back to Farmer. To Angel. Diebuster. It's cleared away by Angel. And that's going to be out for a throw-in. Jaylings. To Shivs. Back to Jaylings. To Kenki. Shisui. Will be intercepted. And Fabian now will start the charge. It's a great ball over the top here. One-on-one again for Phoenix this time. Phoenix plays the sweaty pass. Great save from Berker. It might have been off. Oh, penalty? Excuse me? How is that a penalty? They've got a second crack at it. Mr. PG apparently caused a foul, but I don't know where the foul was. Furion with a chance to make it 2 and potentially end the game. And it's going to be in. Mr. PG give a penalty away. Berkey made a great save originally, though. He read the play perfectly. It wouldn't have been a goal. And PG, I don't know what happened there. He's been playing really well and then apparently gives a penalty away. I don't know where the penalty comes in, but he died. And now down the line it goes. PG will win the header, as he has been most of the game. But that penalty may have just cost his team a potential pot of money, whether third or second place. But now they're looking deep here. LPS are going to be chasing Famlicao here. Here's Shivs. Let's see where we're going to go from here. Headed on by Kenki. Absco. Rafa Sway will intercept. To Fabian. Now moving it to Furion. To Deuce Leo. One more goal here is definitely the end. Mr. PG, though, to start the charge for PFC Elite. Gets the interception. Braga 6 will win it down. Look at that from Braga. It's beautiful. Furion. Nice. That's a foul. And I think the anger's starting to come out from PFC Elite. They know that they've basically lost the game that was so important to them to try and make it second place. And it's a straight red card. All authority on the field has been lost. It's all going pear-shaped. And that's Jailing sent off. I don't think there's a way back here. At all for these players. Absco needs to get a grip of his team here and smash them in the face and say, listen, you've lost us that game fair, and seemingly just stopped moving there and the ball was lost. Maybe he was waiting to be fouled. He was expecting someone to go through the back of him and take a red card because they didn't want to play the game anymore either. However, you know, there we go. A foul given the other way, other direction. It's cleared down the line. Absco. Into Kenki. Shivs. It's going to be won back by Escrow. Time on his hands. Shivs. Escrow. Crossed it in. Headed away by Farmer. Kenki. Diaboster. Needs a chance to shoot. Shivs gets a bit of time here. Senti first time. Really good play there from PFC Elite. But have they got enough time to find a second here? Can they make it level? A draw would not really do anything here for either team, but it'd be more beneficial for PFC Elite if they find a draw in this game. Because it's LPS who really... But I think if this is a draw, then Famalicão will run away with second place and the €300 will be in their pockets. I don't think there's a world where they'll lose that 300. They've already lost the 1,000, but if LPS don't win this game, then I feel like that's confirmed Famalicão at second place, and it's just going to be a fight between PFC Elite, Alte, and LPS. This will be really good for Alte Esports if this is a draw. However, that's a great ball from Fabian. Finds Deduce Leo with a good pull back, but Chisui gets in there and tackles it. He'll play it down the line. Nice movement now. Diaboster goes across as well. 84th minute. Time is running out here. And they know that. Kenki gets the ball back. Great interception. Sinti back to Diaboster. Diaboster now to Shivs. Shivs to Diaboster. First time flick over. Headed back by Kenki, but cleared away by Angel. Mr. PG needs to win the head here. He will. Go back to Shisui. Kenki, nice movement here. Now we need to see a goal from PFC Elite to keep any sort of hope of them making some money this season alive. Kenki, into the middle it goes. Sinti, got a bit of time on his hands here as he gets to the edge of the box, but the Ultra does really well with that tackle, and he will give it away straight away to Kenki, though. It's a cross into the back post. It's a good cross. Farmer has to put out for a corner. It's all very nervous here. The teams, the players, they see the leaderboards. They know how close this is. They know that every point counts. So even 1 point here for PFC Elite, as long as it's, you know, they take it. They were 2-0 down very, very early on. So a point is really good for them, but that's a very poor corner. The goalkeeper's going to hold on to it. He's not going to play around here. He's going to hold on to it. The 2 minutes might be their saving grace to give him one more chance, and it will be. But Kenki gives it away. Diaboster wins it back. Sinti to Shivs, who flicks it into the box. It's headed away. It needs to be won by a white shirt here. It is won by a white shirt. Sinti again flicks it across. The goalkeeper has it in the gloves. Safe hands. LPS take the 3 points despite the late fight back from PFC Elite, who will lose the 3 points there. And I think that, to me, secures it. They will be struggling. They might get third place, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be between Famalicão and LPS now. Second and third placements. LPS have a real chance to find themselves back to the top, back to their best. But no, wow, what an amazing game that was. What an amazing season this has been for the FC26 version of the PFL Esports. The first league season we've had this year. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. And what we'll do is we'll go and have a look one last time at the standings. Of course, they'll change after today's games, and there will be a bit of movement on the table, but you can keep an eye on Twitter for that information. But if we look at then at the leaderboard, we'll go down. Mad Army, of course, your winners this season. 80 points for them. Famalicão, second place currently with 26 games played, 59 points. LPS, 26 games played, 55 points. Alte, 27 played, 54. PFC Elite, 25 played, 52. GSK, 28 played, 48 points. BP Esports, 27 played, 46 points. OSD, 26 played, 41 points. GTZ, 27 played, 38 points. Vantage Football, 27 played, 27 points. FC Sunrise, 30 played, 26 points. MZE Foot, 25 played, 25 points. Charisma, 28 played, 25 points. Gil Vicente, 27 played, 22 points. Eloquent, 29 played, 17 points. And Rostars, 30 played, 8 points. So, of course, a lot more to happen here between them second and third places. What we have seen today, though, is we've seen a draw between Alte and I believe it was OSD. all they needed to win that game, really, for me, if they wanted to see themselves into second place. They might still have some sort of a fight for third place, but with LPS winning that game, they're going to be fighting with Famalicão for second place. And that means between second and third place, you'd expect it to be between Famalicão and LPS, unless something drastic happens. There's only 3 or 4 games left of the season. So we'll see how that one plays out then, coming to the end of the season. It'll all be obviously posted online, on Twitter with Moe and in the Discord as well. So if you're interested, keep your eyes out on all of those. But this has been an amazing year for PFL, an amazing year for pro clubs, an amazing year for me commentating here. It has been really good. But just remember, the teams who do qualify for the Champions League will be playing starting on January the 21st. We have a bit of a break for you now of the PFL work. So we have obviously the Christmas period next week. And then after the Christmas period, we have another week. 1, 2, 3. So basically a month from now, shall we say, 4 weeks away from starting the new era of the PFL in 2026. It will be the amazing, the amazing Champions League rather than league. And then after that, I believe there'll be another league at some point in the Easter, and that will probably then take us into the next one, FC27. Sounds ridiculous to say, doesn't it? FC27. Jesus, years are going by fast, but no. A massive, massive thank you to everyone for sticking around this season, for having me as your voice for many of the weeks, and a massive thanks to Murray for having me on. And of course, a big shout out to Mo for running this thing and for being there every day. And this is his passion and his energy. If it wasn't for Mo putting all the effort in, then nobody would have a platform to play on. And that's the main thing here. Mo puts a platform for me to commentate, a platform for all the players to have a competition and to compete against each other. It's a massive thing that Mo's doing here, and not something that we can pass on. So a big shout out to Moe. He's the main man behind the scenes. Moe has a bit of help from certain staff as well. A big thank you to them, people who design things, the web developers, etc. Big thank you to the other casters that have been around this season. Sarah Pegasus and Rhino, they make a massive difference, and they fill in slots that can't be done by myself. And no, it's been a massive, massive thing. A big thank you to the players, the managers. They're all so kind. I met the Family Cowboys this year. They were all really nice guys, and they ended up winning that tournament. I met Polgish as well from Mad Army. He's a lovely guy, really good guy to speak to. So a massive thank you to everyone this season. And all that's left to say is I wish you a fantastic Christmas period and a fantastic New Year. And we'll see you again. I will see you again in 2026. Thank you all so much for this year, and I hope you're all going to have a wonderful Christmas, wonderful New Year, and we'll see you again in the new year. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you soon.